Literature reviews presented by Kane University Writing Services. What is a literature review? A literature review is a survey of scholarly sources on a specific topic. It provides an overview of what is already known about the topic, which helps to reveal gaps in research on the topic. When writing a literature review, you should synthesize literature rather than listing the main points from each source. A common mistake that people often make when writing literature reviews is to format the content of the literature review as one would format an annotated bibliography. This means that people often format the literature review by source rather than by subtopic. Now let's discuss the steps to writing a literature review. Step 1. Identify a topic in question. Before beginning to write a literature review, it is important to identify what topic you are reviewing and what question you would like to answer. Consider your interests, a problem you have noticed, or something you want to know more about. Step 2. Gather resources. Use databases like the Kane University Library Database or Google Scholar to find scholarly peer-reviewed articles on the topic. For more information on how to use the Kane Library databases, check out these videos. As you find articles, begin by reading the abstract to see if it seems relevant to your topic. Then, if it seems relevant, read the whole article. Step 3. Evaluate resources. Make sure that each source you are using is credible. For more information on evaluating the credibility of a source, check out this video. For each article that you find, ask yourself, what question or problem is the author addressing? What are the key concepts and how are they defined? What are the key theories, models, and methods? Does the research use established frameworks or take an innovative approach? What are the results and conclusions of the study? How does the publication relate to other literature in the field? Does it confirm, add to, or challenge established knowledge? How does the publication contribute to your understanding of the topic? What are its key insights and arguments? And what are the strengths and weaknesses of the research? Step 4. Develop a research matrix. A research matrix is a good tool for organizing the information you gather from your sources and is also useful for ensuring that you synthesize the information you found. In the first column, list each of the articles you plan to use. I would suggest that you identify the articles using parenthetical citations so that when you begin to write a draft, it is easier to cite as you go. Then, along the tops of each of the columns, list the subtopics that you intend to discuss in your literature review. Once you have filled these out, use the boxes to organize each author's comments on the different subtopics. Not every article needs to comment on all the subtopics you have identified. Also, it is okay if the authors don't agree on a point. In fact, this can make your argument stronger because it shows that you are looking at a topic from all angles. A research matrix can be used to avoid mosaic plagiarism, also known as patch writing. While I'm reading articles, I paraphrase the points I am going to discuss onto the matrix. Then, I put away the articles while I'm writing and paraphrase using what is written on the matrix. This allows me to be further removed from the main source and avoid using the language of the original author. Step 5. Draft a literature review. A standalone literature review consists of an introduction, body, and conclusion. The introduction should clearly establish the focus and purpose of the literature review. In the body, you should summarize and synthesize by giving an overview of the main points of each source and combining them in a coherent whole. You should also analyze and interpret. Don't just paraphrase other researchers. Add your own interpretations where possible, discussing the significance of findings in relation to the literature as a whole. Critically evaluate the sources by mentioning the strengths and weaknesses of your sources. Write in well-structured paragraphs by using transitions and topic sentences to draw connections, comparisons, and contrasts. In the conclusion, summarize the key findings you have taken from the literature and emphasize their significance. If you are writing a standalone literature review, this is where you would stop. But if your literature review is part of a larger research paper, you would then work on integrating the literature review into the paper. Which brings us to step 6, integrate a literature review into a research paper. Although a literature review can act as a standalone paper, literature reviews are also an important part of the research paper. There is a saying in Latin that translates to, standing on the shoulders of giants. This refers to the fact that when someone conducts research, they are building on the research of others. When writing a research paper, the literature review helps to identify what past research you are building on. It also helps to show that your findings are more reliable because they are supported by the research of other experts in the field. A literature review should appear just after the introduction in the main body of your research paper.